Hey guys, it's Max.
Vadim.
And I'm Ben.
Ben is the newest member of our team here at Max Tech, so make sure to give him some love down in the comments.
Welcome to our special New York City edition of our camera comparison, where we're gonna see if a $1,200 iPhone 15 Pro Max can compete with this pro camera setup that's worth over $5,000. So we went on an awesome New York City trip, and I took a bunch of photos with both of these cameras, and neither Max or Ben has seen them, so they're gonna vote on which one is better, and you guys can do the same using a pen and paper.
Now the first thing that I noticed is the dynamic range is not as good on the right side photo. It's also a little bit less sharp, but I do like the colors a little bit more, but if I had to choose, it would be the left one.
I also agree. So the lighting looks more natural to me on this left photo with the dynamic range. The sky is not blown out like on the right picture.
All right, let's see what this is. By the way, this is in Central Park. It's my wife at the little castle. Oh, yep, nice. That's the iPhone on the left. Does a better job.
And I know it's stacking a ton of images for that dynamic range.
Really good. Next up, we have you and your wife.
In this picture right here, I do like that it's warm and the faces do look more natural to me, and it just overall looks better to me.
Yeah, I would say that that photo right there has too much saturation and warmth compared to real life because I was there, but I would still choose it for my camera roll.
That's the Sony.
Wow, okay.
Next up, we have a zoom shot.
Oh, okay.
This is actually comparing kind of like 5x zoom. And it was snowing a little bit in New York. Believe it or not, it was snowing, so there's a little bit of
snow
texture there, yeah.
I will say that these are so close. And the
close.
crazy thing is the A7R is what, 64 megapixel?
I think it's 60.
60?
Yeah.
Compared to 5X is 12,
Yep.
so that's crazy. I'm having a hard time.
So the difference I do see is the tree right here.
Oh.
Here it's not in focus.
This looks a little
versus that one.
crunchy. I think I'll go with the left one.
That's the Sony. It's actually 70 millimeters, which is the most this lens can do. It's a 24-70. It can't do 120 like the iPhone can, so I actually had to crop in a little bit more in post. Next up, oh, I just saw this really cool slammed car, street sweeper.
So the first thing I do see is that the background is blurred out. I do like that better than the photo on the left.
And I noticed the highlights are blown out here, whereas here it's all kept. Now, in reality, my eyes saw this glare that was there, super bright. But I think I might still choose this picture. This looks nice and sharp. It just looks more natural.
Yep, that's the Sony.
Okay.
Which it does have the extra blur, which you couldn't do portrait mode on the iPhone because it was too far away with the 2X. So next up, this is the view from our hotel. Basically all just windows.
A lot of buildings there.
Couldn't see nothing.
I do like the natural look over here where you can actually see the building versus here it's kind of blown out. You do have more contrast and you got more detail here.
Yeah, so which one are you gonna choose?
Well, probably this one right here.
The right one? I'll go for the left. We'll disagree on this one.
Hey,
iPhone on the right, Sony on the left, wow. Now to make my iPhone more like a pro camera, I actually brought the Insta360 Flow, which is the best gimbal for iPhone 15 Pro with smooth AI tracking, giving my B-roll shots super smooth professional stabilization that you simply can't replicate by using your iPhone handheld. It comes with a smart wheel that gives you loads of physical controls like a joystick for smooth panning and tons of controls to do things like instantly switch from landscape mode to portrait mode and selfie mode for vlogging. It comes with a ton of AI tracking features with gesture support, zoom control, facial tracking with Deep Track 3.0, which can track you and move the gimbal as you walk around, even re-identifying you when you leave and come back into frame. But the best part is that it folds down into a super compact design, which was easy to fit into my luggage, as well as carry around New York City in my coat pocket. So if you really want to turn your iPhone into a pro camera, check out the Insta360 Flow by using the link in the video description to be one of the first 20 orders to get their special holiday deal where you get a 12% discount, 1 free spotlight, and a free t-shirt. All right, we have my wife here at some random park doing portrait mode. I think this is also a 2X portrait.
Yeah, this has more blur, that's for sure.
Yep.
Now, comparing the cutouts, both look really good. And obviously one of these is fake, but it's hard to tell.
Both good.
I think we know which one is fake.
I think the right one's fake.
Really?
What do you think, the left one's
I
fake?
thought it was this one.
Okay.
Oh man.
So which one would we choose?
Getting close.
I would choose this one on the
I'm gonna
right.
choose the right one too. This one looks a little bit maybe crunchy.
If that's an iPhone, I will be impressed.
Yeah.
Well, let's
Show us.
It's the Sony.
Okay.
Yeah, if you look super close, you could see little tiny hairs with like supernatural blurs. So yeah, there you go. Oh, got this cool kind of
mural that was painted.
Mural, whatever it's called. This is a zoom shot.
I'm gonna go for the one on the right. Little more natural, little more detail.
Picture looks greater on that one.
That's right. That's the Sony again. So I actually took a 2x on each, so that's 48 on the Sony, and I kind of cropped in more, but yeah. Just really good. All right, got a detail shot. I believe this is comparing 48 megapixel on the iPhone compared to the 60.
Jeez, both did so good.
What looks better?
I prefer the one on the right. The background blur is more natural versus the one on the left. It kind of, you can see the background still.
Yeah, that is true. As far as detail, I mean, both of them are so close. There might even be more detail on this one. It's probably just more sharpening, but I would take this one.
That's the Sony.
Ooh, Sony.
Yeah. All right, here we go. This is a far zoom shot. I think it's 5x.
I would definitely take the one on the left. This one looks too cool. This looks a little crunchy compared to this, looks super natural.
I agree. The one on the left.
Exactly, yep, that's the Sony. I guess the iPhone kind of messed with all the colors.
It's too much processing, which can happen sometimes because there's so much going on compared to one shot.
This is the Grand Central Station Terminal. Awesome place.
First thing I notice is that the bow is actually sharper on this image.
I'm gonna actually choose the one on the left just because this pops more, even though it's darker and might be a little too dark, but this one pops more for me.
iPhone on the left, Sony on the right. All right, this is inside. Take a look at this. What's better here?
So I like the one on the right better, but I actually don't know. This really pops here.
Yeah.
The colors all kept. Dynamic range is good, where here it's kind of going away. Now I do notice maybe a little bit too much processing and sharpening here, but I'll still stick with this image, I think. What about
Same
you?
here. It just looks better overall.
That's the iPhone. Ooh, surprisingly.
Finally.
Man, that's a big crop too.
That's a
Jeez
big
Louise.
crop. Yeah, I cropped in a ton.
That's still impressive though.
Yeah, very impressive.
All right, this is the Metro subway station. Looks really cool.
The picture I do like is the one on the right. Looks better to me.
I vote for the one on the left. I feel like it looks more magical. This one, everything is in focus. You see a lot more stuff everywhere. Compared to here, your main focus is more towards the center. You have a nice blur right here. And even though technically it might have less visible sharpening or detail, I like it better.
Yep, that one is the Sony.
Yeah. And the crazy thing is we are looking on a 16-inch screen. If you have this on a larger display, it might be a bigger difference.
We have the Apple Store in the
crazy.
Grand Central Station. It was probably the craziest Apple Store I've seen.
They took over just the top balcony.
Nuts.
I like the image on the left a lot more. I like all the detail you see on this railing, just in general, the detail across, and you have better dynamic range here. The saturation here, I feel like is too high. The whole ambience is just caught a little bit better.
I think the right picture looks better because you can see the face and the detail right here with that person. It's more natural.
You guys let us know your thoughts down below.
Sony on the right,
Sony
iPhone on the left.
iPhone.
One really cool thing I saw with this one with the iPhone is that all of these lights really pop and shine, where on here it kind of dulls them all out. So I like that. Okay, and this is a really cool kind of shot showing the crazy high ceilings here.
Is this a portrait or is it a regular shot?
This is a portrait, yep, on the iPhone and on both.
It's hard to know which one's the iPhone because they're both natural looking.
Yep.
There's no overly fake blur that you get with some Android
They do
phones.
a killer job.
I like the shot on the left.
I like the one on the right. To me, I like warmer pictures, and that just looks better to me.
Oh, iPhone on left,
iPhone.
Sony on right.
Again.
Oh, Cybertruck! We
yes.
actually saw it, guys.
It was
We went
amazing.
yeah, it was so cool. Here it is from the back, and you got some nice kind of scenes in the street outside. Oh, just awesome.
Benny, I hope we don't disagree on this image. We've been disagreeing, but I hope on this one we don't.
That's supposed to be red, right?
Yes.
On this picture.
Ooh.
So I do like that one on the right.
That pops so much right
so much
there.
better.
It does.
And if you look at the sky, beautiful
Yep.
compared to here. Now the
Blown out
dynamic range
completely.
difference was huge because
huge.
we're inside, it's super bright sunset outside. the lights of the street. I mean, everything looks better in this image.
Absolutely.
That's the iPhone.
Nice.
Honestly, like the Sony camera just couldn't get it right. In order to expose properly, it had to blow out the sun.
Yeah, and you couldn't recover it, right?
Yeah,
in the
I
highlights.
couldn't.
And these are raw shots, by the way.
And if I recover it, it actually brought down the light strip. I tried. So yeah. And here you are. Had to get a shot like this.
Yeah, man.
Automatically the one on the right for me, because you can still see the car details versus here it's blown out completely. It just kind of takes away from you guys.
Yeah, I feel like we might be brought up a little bit too much here compared to the shadowing, but I would take the shot on the right.
That's the iPhone again.
iPhone.
Just that dynamic, smart HDR5 is just nuts this year.
It does a good job.
Huge improvement. Okay, now this is in Central Park. Wipes with some coffee.
Man, the detail here in the hair, to me, I like that a lot better. The overall color, I like better.
I have to agree on that one too. It looks more natural on this one.
That's the Sony.
Sony again.
Just did a killer job, whereas this is kind of like flat for some reason.
A little too much HDR, probably.
Probably, yeah. Okay, we got, who is this, Columbus? Something?
Yes.
I don't know. With that crazy, like, $2.5 million penthouse at the top there. Insane.
You mean 250 million?
Oh, 250, okay, yeah, 250 million. Yeah, the crazy thing is just how close
I have to
they
pixel peep.
It's like, dude, this camera's expensive, man.
And it's not fun lugging a camera like this with a massive lens around.
I actually left it at the hotel one time because it was annoying to carry with the strap on my neck. It was bad.
Man, this is so hard, but I do like how we have the clouds standing out a little bit more while this isn't as dark. I'm going with the right.
I have to agree.
Right? That's the iPhone.
15 Pro Max.
Can't believe you guys chose that. That's crazy.
So much easier just to have this, because you have it in your pocket already.
And the blur killed it everywhere, the edges. Oh, we got Mewtwo.
Mewtwo.
This is right next to, I think it's Mewtwo. It's right next to the Tesla showroom. This one was hard, sorry.
This one looks identical to me.
It's so close in terms of detail. Insane. But I think I like this one a little bit more warm. It's a little bit more even with the lighting. I vote for the left one.
I agree.
That's the Sony.
Sony again.
Nice and natural. All right, Central Park again, this cool whatever it is.
I do like the details on the right. You can see their faces more clearly.
Yeah, even though it's compressed small, but looking at this.
The sky is blown out, which sucks.
Yeah, so here you can make this a little warmer, which I like the warmer color, even though it was pretty dark and we had some sunlight here. So it's a very tough shot. But I'll take the left.
Left is the iPhone. Better HDR and
Yeah, for this shot, you'd have to take multiples and then combine them because of how much
to match the
that
HDR.
was.
This is inside the One World Trade Center, this really cool hallway.
To me, I definitely like the right one better because of the lighting. Even though this has a greater difference in shadowing and stuff, this is even, adds to that tunnel effect, and we're a little bit brighter too, so I would take the right one.
I do like the one on the right, it just has more details.
Yep, that is the Sony. Definitely the iPhone crushed the blacks because to my eyes, it was not that pitch black. So yeah.
And it brought all this down.
Yeah.
It's a tough one because the background is just so white.
Super bright.
And you guys are a little
and
darker.
she's like dressed in all black. Yeah, it makes it hard. All right, we got another one here. This is under, I don't know, some kind of bridge.
Yeah. No, this is...
No, the Central Park, whatever thing.
Oh, okay.
Walkway.
This is the Bethesda pool.
Oh,
entrance.
there you go. Yeah, that's what it is.
I love the one on the right. I love that the sun stands out a lot, the warmth.
Yeah.
The sun was in my eyes. This is too cool, and it just doesn't have that magic.
I'd have to agree on that one.
That's the iPhone. No matter what I did, I could not get this to glow like that.
Well, yeah,
if you bring it down, it's just gone.
It's not 9 images stacked together. And what I'm surprised by is the iPhone did not over HDR this. It left the brighter highlights in the darkness.
This is the other side of the One World Trade Center, this awesome designed building.
So this one's really tough for me. They both honestly look identical to me. One might have a little more sharpening here, but they both look good. I'd probably choose the one on the left. It just kind of speaks to me a little more.
Yeah, so here where I look, my eyes instantly first go to the top, and then I can kind of look around at the detail and the motion. Here, it's all very even, and it makes it harder to know where to look. Do you look down here? Do you look up? So I like the left.
Yep, that's the iPhone. Definitely pops more.
Yeah, it did a really good job with HDR, not overdoing it.
Okay, this is in Brighton Beach. on the streets.
So this is a portrait shot, I assume.
Yep.
On both.
Yep, so it's a portrait. It was actually really dark.
Here we have the bokeh balls that are popping more so than that one. The edging looks really good on both images.
So the first thing I noticed is that the background on this is not as blurry as the one on the right. So as a portrait, I would definitely like the one on the right.
I agree too. I like that she stands out, where here, the opposite of the other one, my eyes also kind of don't know where to look. It's more even, where this you have a pop on the subject. Definitely right.
That's the iPhone.
The iPhone.
Crazy.
The blur
huh?
looks so natural. It's insane.
It's incredible, huh? Did a killer job. I think this was actually a night mode portrait, so it actually took a couple seconds, yeah. All right, this is from the One World Observatory from the very top, tallest building in USA.
Yeah, we were like almost 1,800 feet up through glass taking this picture.
It was amazing, and that's the Statue of Liberty.
So to me, I'd rather have this one in my camera roll because of the orange sky. It's actually my favorite color.
Beautiful. Oh, really nice. And we also have more definition here. Better HDR, while we have darkness here. Yeah, the left.
That's the iPhone. 120 millimeter, yep. And the issue I had with the right was that I could denoise, but then it got rid of all the detail. So I had to have a balance.
It was really dark.
It was insanely dark, yeah. Okay, got another portrait here.
It is insane how close the iPhone is to an over $5,000 setup.
Yeah,
that's huge, and it requires way more work. I'm going with the right one. Once again, the subjects are popping more. We have slightly more blur, but that doesn't matter. The subjects matter, so they're right.
I agree.
That's the iPhone.
This is convincing me not to take the pro camera. And I have like
literally,
7, 8, 9 of them.
It was a pain to haul around everywhere. Such a pain. Next up, we went to Starbucks Reserve, guys. It was so cool there. Best cheesecake ever.
Is this a 5X or 2X?
I think this might be a 2X. With a 48 equivalent on that camera, but it's crazy. Oh my goodness.
So in this one, I'll say that I think this is the pro camera, but this one looks better. That one looks better, and the blur is so realistic.
Yeah.
I could be wrong actually, but I'm voting for the left.
I'd have to agree on this one.
It's the iPhone, guys.
Jeez.
The crazy thing.
And then this is a 2X crop. It's using 1/4 of the resolution. Man.
It's crazy how Apple has made the bokeh so similar to a real camera at the same zoom. They even blurred out the front raspberries here because this was slightly behind it, just like this did.
Yeah, it's insane.
It's nuts. All right, this was at STK in the Meatpacking District.
And if I remember, it was really dark here too.
Yeah, it was really dark. It was hard, especially with the bright lights.
This is a tough one because the background is blown out here, but the subject and the face looks more natural on the one on the right.
What I'm wondering is, what color is your wife's hair? Because we have some differences.
Definitely
for
not
sure.
orange like that.
There's benefits to both, but I'm gonna vote for the one on the right.
That's the iPhone.
Told ya.
Yeah, one tough thing was with noise, because if you notice on these gloves, there is some noise.
Yeah.
But if I got rid of the noise, then the detail was gone. As you can see, this is actually a little bit more soft than the iPhone.
And this actually has texture in her sweater or hoodie, where you don't have it here. And the crazy thing is, when we started out, I was getting almost all pro camera choices until it started getting dark.
Yep. All right. Got some very bright lights here in Brighton Beach.
So the first thing I noticed is that the sign is actually sharper, and it just looks better to me.
Yeah, this whole image looks a little bit sharper, at least over here. I see maybe a little bit better dynamic range on the one on the left. But I think I'd go for the right one.
That's the Sony.
That is the Sony.
All right, rooftop on STK. Awesome bokeh here.
I do like the one on the right. Max and Alina do look really nice on that one. Here it's very blown out. I don't know what's going on, but I bet you that's the iPhone camera.
Yeah, I like that we have more detail here. The lighting, how it's falling off. I like that the sky is darker. Almost everything about this image is better.
That's the iPhone.
That's the iPhone.
And with this one, it was hard because to my eyes, you guys were black. Like you couldn't see anything because the tree's behind you.
Yeah.
So I had to take it and then bring you guys up, and it was just a crazy balance of noise reduction, sharp, everything. It was just
and plus the iPhone might have taken 3 seconds, blended 10, 15 shots together. compared to 1.
Incredible. All right.
Oh.
Same sort of situation on Brighton Beach here.
So if we're basing it off being in my camera roll, I definitely like the one on the right. It just, to me, looks more natural.
Yeah, for sure the one on the right looks better.
That's the Sony. Yeah.
So the iPhone messed up the white balance.
It butchered it. It was
Yeah.
way too blue, like terrible.
That's crazy.
It was really like this, yeah. All right, so this is from
dang.
the observatory again. Got a really nice zoom shot here.
I really like the one on the right. I like that you see the walls of the building where here it kind of blends together. So this just has more pop. Even though here you still get the towers, here you see more, and I actually like it this time.
Yeah, this one has greater detail for sure. I like the one on the right.
Yep, that's the iPhone. All
Okay.
right, back on the beach.
Man, these are close. I know it was dark. I have to go with the left one.
Really?
I think so. You have the sky, the little bit of sunset poking through. In general detail, even though there's some parts of the image that's better here, I like the left one.
I would have to go with the one on the right. It just looks better to me.
All right.
Sony
iPhone
again.
left, Sony. Okay.
Okay.
This is kind of like a zoom portrait, left and right.
We know which one is going on right here, right now.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a drawback that you get.
Ben, did you notice it yet? There you go.
Boom.
That is clear iPhone.
Yep. The iPhone is still plagued,
Yeah.
even though daytime it got better.
Yeah.
I really don't like those things. Even though in this image it kind of matches, because we have all of this. It's hard because the rest of this image is great. This has more noise in it while having less detail at the same time. Gosh, I don't want to choose this because of this, but I might have to. I don't know. You know what? No, I'll still take the softer one with more noise because of that.
I would go with the iPhone, even though this
Even with that.
sucks.
There you go. Guessed right.
Those dots have ruined enough of my shots where it goes over somebody's
Always.
face and other stuff.
Always.
All
right, here we go.
Nice.
Beautiful shot here.
It's hard. This has more detail, but this, you almost have like a HDR kind of a look.
And look at the artifact right there. Did you see
Heck,
that?
artifacting, yeah.
Immediately the one on the right. It just looks
all
so
of this
much
is cleaned
better.
up. We have the little reflection over here.
Gotta have it.
I didn't
This has
see
more
that.
real detail, but this looks better.
That looks way better.
That's the iPhone. Once again, that was about
And it's in a 2x mode.
That was 2x.
But it is stacking images.
Crazy. All right, so they've just tallied it up. If you did it as well, tally up your scores. What'd you guys get?
Well, I got 20 for the iPhone and 15 for the Pro
Oh my goodness.
camera.
Wow.
And I just know, especially if it's dark, I'm not taking one of my cameras out because the new iPhone 15 does such a good job with processing.
Amazing.
And
Ben?
I got 19 for the iPhone and 16 for the Pro camera.
And the crazy thing is we actually voted against each other many times,
Yeah.
but the end result is the same. You guys let us know what your tallies were and your opinions were down in the comment section below. I can't wait to just go and read through what you guys think.
It's crazy. So I guess that means don't spend $5K on a Pro camera.
Yeah, honestly, like I have 7, 8, or 9 Pro cameras, and the iPhone does so well now
And this fits in your pocket. Come on.
that it's insane.
That's crazy. Apple, good job.
Yeah, thank you guys for watching. Say hi to Ben down below. Go ahead and click that circle above to subscribe. Check out one of those videos right over there, and we'll see you in the next one.